I am gonna guess this has something to do with Concord. Not really directly, but I think somebody out there decided that intermingled, maybe they heard about the development of this and said, you know what Assassin's Creed needs? A hero shooter. That's what Assassin's Creed needs. So guess what we're getting? That's right, Assassin's Creed Fall Guys. I'm not kidding. We've heard from a reputable leaker over on X. This is X Jonathan here. This is X Jonathan. It's a different language, and so it's roughly translated to tell us it will feature a Fall Guys-like style of play. That's right. It's going to be pitting 16 players against each other across different game modes in a form of team deathmatch. Okay. It gets even weirder, okay? So, like, it would appear that Ezio, Caesar Borgia, perhaps even George Washington, certainly Yasuke will be a playable character. Do I think they're going to be like little chibi guys? No, I don't think so. I think you're going to deal with like the full rendered Assassin's Creed characters, and they're going to be facing off against each other. But according to the leak, it would be similar to a round based multiplayer arcade game, which has led widespread speculation to be similar to the playstyle of Fall Guys, one of the biggest multiplayers of 2022. Players will supposedly compete against each other across several types of modes consisting of multiple rounds, including the previously mentioned Team Deathmatch, a free for all mode, and a speed run that tasks players to rush points of light. Okay? All this fine and dandy, but now we're going to find out this. The game will allow competitors to choose power ups between rounds that they can then apply to the following rounds and finals to gain the upper hand. However, it seems that fighting won't be the only focus of the game modes, with the addition of bubble shields like the ones seen in Super Smash Bros. Games that are meant to take low impact hits. Allegedly, the game will also rely on a fairly far removed camera angle, as seen in Fall Guys, making the characters look small. So what you're going to deal with is it's probably like a parkour arena thing, and you've got various goals you need to accomplish, and it futzes the other team up, and occasionally you get into like uh, arena matches with one another where you're fighting each other head on. But it would appear to be that you're like parkouring around a lot, and a lot of what you do and your team does will futz the other team. And again, like, no, this is a mess, guys. Come on, think this through. Think it through. All right, come with me on this journey. An arcade-based multiplayer game about Assassin's Creed. Okay, and this is what they come up with. Okay, this is what they come up with. Not a Mortal Kombat fight to the death kind of thing where everybody's got neat little attacks and stuff and you just beat the hell out of each other for several rounds or whatever. No. No, we're not going to do Mortal Kombat. We're not going to do Street Fighter. We're not going to do Dead or Alive. We're not going to do King of Fighters. We're going to do Fall Guys. That's what they're going to do. Do I believe this is going to be like little jelly bean Assassin's Creed characters jumping around doing crazy stuff? No, I don't think so. I think you're going to end up doing a lot of parkour as like the regular character model, and it's just going to be set back far enough so you can see in advance of where you're parkouring into. And that'll be the case. There'll be eliminations based on who completed the map and who didn't. And I think that'll be where the Fall Guys comparison probably remains intact. You're probably not going to see Ezio and the gang leaping through Takeshi's Castle style obstacles, like the padded bumpers and the people who step out in front of your path and trip you and things like that. I don't think that's going to be the case. But I do believe that you're going to have to compete on a map about getting to a certain destination ahead of other people, and depending on your rate of success, depends on their rate of failure. And so, again, you missed it. Assassin's Creed is a game about going back in time, leaping into one of your past genetic ancestors and going through the process of cleansing the Templar infection out of whatever part of the world and whatever part of history that they've entered. And again, this involves like alien technology. This involves a heavy plot about the role of humanity in the universe and how the flow of time affects the purpose of these things. How these were what were they called? Eve. It was tied back to like Adam and Eve, right? It was tied back to Adam and Eve with these things. So these were like the progenitor devices that we hear in mythology, the Gilgamesh weapons and things like that. These are predating a lot of human civilizations, even these devices that you're going after in Assassin's Creed. And now that's not gonna matter. That's not gonna matter. By the way, Assassin's Creed, a game where you murder people, right? And now it's going to be turned into a parkour, arena, jump around, have some fun with your friends, Fortnite-y thing. You can choose power-ups and have bubble shields, right? Ezio with a bubble shield. Ooh, sounds great. Have you ever thought about having like Connor from Assassin's Creed 3 and he's like in the monkey ball thing, he's got to go around collecting freedom stars to prove that his people have legitimacy to the colonists, right? He's got to present Washington with a bunch of bananas. I don't know, man. It's just really stupid to go this route. Just make a new property. It's that simple, Ubisoft. Just make a new property. Or hell, Rayman is a way better fit for this. Have him up against the Rabbids. You get to choose all different Raymans, right? You can have a multiverse game if you want to, where just Raymans from all over the world start spilling into the Rabbids territory, and they're the threat to the Rabbids, right? The Rabbids are on the run because there's so many Raymans. I don't know. I'm just a weird guy, right? I look at Assassin's Creed and I think, wow, that's a game about killing people. Apparently, Ubisoft looks at it and thinks that's a game about, you know, parkour and having fun with your friends. When I think Assassin's Creed, I think party night, right? Just hanging around with your friends, bunch of controllers, just jumping around, having a great time. And whoops, I fell off the map, guys. Oh, my bad. Ezio's drowning in jelly. It's very stupid. It's very stupid. And you can imagine the visuals of it too, because no matter what they do, it has to look like a parkour arena. That's one of the chief things that they like to promote Assassin's Creed with is all the parkour and all the crazy jumps you can do and the swingy and the flippy and the jumpy stuff. So that's what their option is left with this, right? So if it's going to be an arena style game for competitors, you're not going to be sneaking up on anybody. That's what's the point of an arena match where the object is to camp? There's nobody. That's an assassin. You camp. You wait. That's an assassin. Okay, doesn't make sense. All right, so you're not going to be fighting each other head on. There may be matches that involve you using weaponry against each other, but that'll be very limited. You won't be sneaking up and using the wristy daggery thingy on anybody. The spring-loaded wrist dagger on anybody. That won't be a part of it. That'll probably be turned over into some kind of Spider-Man whip thing that you can use to grab things or swing with them, you know? And there'll probably be a prop hunt function too. Guessing what Ubisoft is up to with this is that that'll be their Assassin's Creed kind of thing, is that you blend in and they'll make Naue the progenitor of that skill, you know, when she's introduced into the game, she's the one that can Naruto ninja transform into a teapot or I don't know, a bottle of Coke. And you as the hunter has to then find that bottle of Coke or whatever. And because Naue has spread that power to the other characters, now they are all hiding in different shapes and stuff. So it turns into a prop hunt match. Again, they think they're clever with this because they look at Fortnite and they go, wow, humanoids, they're fighting each other. We could do that. We could do that. Jumping around, making stuff, shooting stuff, fighting games. We could do that. And so they just turn to Assassin's Creed. They're like, yeah, you're not doing anything important anymore. And they just decide that. They just grab a hold of that and they decide to turn that into Rayman. All right? So we go on into this and it says, Assassin's Creed Invictus will reportedly draw on the previous titles in the franchise for inspiration and contact. Ezio and Caesar, whatever you want to say it, are two confirmed playable characters according to Jonathan. Though other recognizable Assassin's Creed characters from across the franchise are likely to make an appearance, the maps will be taken straight from the series, claims the user. Baghdad, Japan, and Paradise Island, assumed to be from Black Flag, and a map of Pompeii that features rising lava. Okay. Just hurry, guys. We've got to escape the Pompeii lava before it mummifies us in stone forever so that people can look upon our horrified and tortured bodies in the future. Is there going to be is there going to be a 1930s Germany map where you got to outrun some green smoke? Is there going to be a Holodomor map where you got to find food before red team takes it all? Come on. A Pompeii map? Really? It's not just a lava. You got to do that. You got to do that. You got to do that. Where all those people died, you got to turn that into an obstacle course? Really? This is Ubisoft. This is Ubisoft. You should really get a pretty clear idea of who these people are just by that sentence alone. Pompeii, a map of Pompeii with rising lava. Really? Yeah. That's what they're doing. Imagine a Smash Brothers level, like, set in the 9/11 debris. It's like, that's what this is. That's what that is. That does not, even though it happened thousands of years ago, people died there, and it was pretty gruesome, it was pretty horrifying. Let's make a map for a kid's game on it. And they could parkour their way out of the danger that consumed those thousands of lives. Ubisoft. Just knocking them out of the park, guys. So, as always, we need to mention that this news does not come from an official source and could be very wrong and backwards and upside down, but from what we've seen of Ubisoft lately, I'm pretty darn sure that this is what they're up to, okay? I'm pretty sure that they're going to embrace this team effort sort of thing where you log into a server with other people from around the world and compete in teams, like soccer-like games, like a Rocket League style game where, for whatever reason, you're using vehicles with the Assassin's Creed. Why not Assassin's Creed card? Why not Creed card? Right? Assassin's Creed, what is that? Assassin's Creed F1, Assassin's Creed Daytona. There it is. Assassin's Creed Daytona. They're all NASCAR racers. All right, just go that far. Just do that. Just do NASCAR racing with Assassin's Creed characters. You don't even have to worry about Nintendo being mad at you then. It's just ridiculous now. You expect people to take Assassin's Creed Shadows seriously now. You expect them to look at Naue and Yasuke. Just ignore all the stupid stuff that we've discussed here on the channel about that game. And just try to look at it without the framing of that stuff away, with just the knowledge of what Invictus is going to be as like a Fall Guys ripoff. Just think for a minute. Just think for a minute about what that represents in the mind of people now. That you're going to one day see Yasuke and Naue, Ubi Yasuke if you prefer, Ubi Yasuke, and Naue doing parkour in Pompeii, escaping the lava. Are they going to show like the tortured bodies of people mummified in stone, petrified in stone? Are they going to show families burning away like skeletons floating in the lava? Are they going to do that? Are they going to do that? I don't know. I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them. And when you beat the level, does it set off fireworks? Does everybody cheer? Does confetti fall? Like, again, it's like having a Super Smash Brothers map set in the middle of fucking 9/11. What are we doing? What are you doing, Ubisoft? You can have a lava level. You can have a lava level without... You can just put it on an island. There's a whole bunch of little tiny scattered islands around the world that have little tiny volcanoes on them that have a little bit of lava burp every now and then. You can have all the fun you want with that. But no, it's got to be Pompeii, where people died. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm really waiting. Well, why not? Why not do one where, like, Yasuke and Naue have to escape the tsunami from 2011, right? Or 2015. The big tsunami that hit Japan. That wiped out the Fukushima power plant. Yeah, you've got to escape the Fukushima power plant as Naue and Yasuke, Ubi Yasuke. That's right. You gotta escape the toxic waters, and they could have, like, you know, the Japanese power worker skeletons floating around in the water. And it'd be great. It'd be great. They'd love that. The Japanese would love that. Right, Ubisoft? Right? We're just going to mock history now. We're not even going to bother trying to make it cool. We're just going to mock it now. That's what we do. I don't know. It infuriates me because they have so many things at their disposal. So many things that they can do. Like, take for a minute this thing. By the way, Ubisoft, for whatever reason, one of you people is watching this as like a self-harm sort of thing. Like, you just enjoy the pain of watching these videos of me just taking you down, just pile driving you right into the center of the ring on this one. Here, have this idea for free. Get your notebook out, write this down, okay? It's the 1960s. We're building a rocket to the moon, and there is an assassin that has to deal with the Templars that are trying to send extensions of their power to the moon. Okay? So you're intermingled with the with Armstrong and Buzz. You've got an assassin trying to wipe out the Templar that are poisoning the effort to go to the moon with the extension of their power. So there you go. The backdrop to going to the moon, the space race, is actually to get the Templar there before perhaps a competing group. You can enter in another third faction now. That way you're not doing World War II Assassin's Creed, because you guys seem awfully scared of that one for some reason. You seem awfully scared of embracing that one. So just skip to the 60s. Do an assassin in the middle of the space race. It'd be great. You don't even have to make him Russian. You don't even have to put him in Russia. You can just set it right there in good old America. I don't know. It's for free. You just take that for free. But here we go, guys. Until we get more details on it, that's the best we've got for Assassin's Creed Invictus. That's the code name for it. That's likely not going to be the final name for it, but now you know you're going to get Fall Guys with Ezio. Doesn't that sound great? You've got to escape the lava that killed so many people. Until the next one, guys, good luck out there.